In this video, you will hear from Samantha Schott, Assistant Manager of Gallery Programs at the Jewish Museum, Wendy Banner, Assistant Director of the Consortium for Customized Employment at JobPath NYC, and Jake Waltuck, intern at the Jewish Museum. The video shows interview footage of each person individually in the same room at the Jewish Museum in front of a wall of organized art supplies. Over the course of the interviews, the video also shows footage of Jake and Wendy walking through the Upper East Side together and in the museum's education center, smiling and talking to one another. Footage of Jake and Samantha looking through art supplies at the museum and talking and smiling in the education center, and footage of Jake standing in a public area with people attending the museum in the background. Screen reads. Approximately 90% of college graduates with autism struggle to find employment. Screen reads. Supporting Transitions has developed an internship program to aid young adults to overcome this obstacle. Samantha Schott.
Something we'd been thinking about the museum was how we could have more diversity among our staff. And so this seemed like a really wonderful opportunity to bring someone in a way that we knew we had support, to have an intern come in and have someone guide us through that process.
Wendy Banner.
When this internship opportunity came up, I thought about all of the participants that I knew at multiple agencies, and of all of those I thought that Jake would be the one who would be the most suited, so we applied him for it.
Jake Waltuck.
Being at the Jewish Museum inspired me to work on cultural stuff, taking the time to learn about how our viewpoints on certain cultures have been changing and how they play a part in our community.
Jake was really interested in teaching. He was really interested in art and creating art as well as film. For the first half of the internship, he worked with us on our Access Family workshops, which are workshops that happen a few times a year with kids and adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities and their families. And then Jake did a few other projects with things, because things always come up at the museum. So I know one day that was really special was a class of teenagers came and they were here to see a movie and then go on a short tour in the galleries.
This Oscar-nominated film called Joe's Violin. Learning about how Joseph and how he preserved his violin, which he would give to this 12-year-old girl to carry on his legacy, really inspired me, as it emphasizes the fact that even though we're moving forward into the future, we can still learn from the past and pass on relics, literally and metaphorically, to keep the legacy going so we can keep on learning.
Living in New York, we have so many cultural organizations, and they are such a vital part of city life that people with disabilities should have equal access to visit them, and the workforce should reflect the population of the city.
Choosing only one job is not a laughing matter. I mean to say, it isn't easy, but I was thinking of not only working at museums, but also working, of course, to reiterate, at cultural centers and a film business. I could even work in support groups.
It's really important to involve individuals with autism in your staff because cultural institutions are a place for everyone. And part of making cultural institutions a place for everyone is having those people on your staff.
People with disabilities should have access to employment in cultural institutions the same way they have access to patronize them.
Responsibility can help you become a stronger and even better person, which is very much like pushing the boundaries of what you're capable of. Or should I say, it actually is.
Screen reads. MuseumAccessConsortium.org. We see the logo for the Museum Arts and Culture Access Consortium next to the logo for the FAR Fund, the major supporter for supporting transitions. In the bottom corner, screen reads, Statistics source, Du DW and Allen GW. Editors, 2007. Rehabilitation of Individuals with Autism Spectrum Disorders. Institute on Rehabilitation Monograph, number 32. Washington, D.C., The the George Washington University Center for Rehabilitation Counseling, Research, and Education.